Guys, how we doing today? So it's a little different. I know we're just starting the channel. I know we're just starting to get things going, and we're trying to get things rolling in a very consistent way. However, we did have some big things happen in the channel this last weekend, and it took a lot more out of me than I expected. So we actually won't be doing a Tuesday Talks tonight. We're gonna hold off, and we're gonna do a very special one next week. But I didn't want to skip out on you guys on here. I wanted to make sure that we gave you guys a topic in order to kind of bridge what we talked about last week and what we're going to be talking about next week. It's a bridge in the sense that everything you do, everything you want to grow with comes down to this word right here. Accountability. Everything comes down to accountability. You want something to change in your life? You have to be accountable for how it happens. You want to make sure that something is better for you? You have to take accountability into consideration for how you're going to make it happen. And really, what it boils down to is accountability is an easy thing to understand, but it's such a hard concept to grasp and to utilize. You know, you really have to look at it from a couple different angles, and you have to look at it from a very specific point of view, being that it has to be done in order to grow. You have to do something. You have to put the effort forth in order for this to happen. So think of it this way. Accountability starts with you. Accountability starts with the person that wants to take control. All right? Whether that's something as simple as, you want to maintain a specific diet, or you want to make sure that your stream schedule is spot on and perfect. You say you're going to stream this day, and this day, at this time, and this time. You need to hold yourself accountable for it. You need to make sure that you stick to that plan, okay? If you want to do something, you make a plan, you follow through. If you don't follow through, you're losing that accountability. You're kind of letting it go. You're not pushing yourself to do what you should be doing, and you're not going to get the results that you want. You have to look at it from the perspective that in order for you to grow, in order for you to maintain this forward momentum, you have to do the things that are going to be required of you. You have to take responsibility for what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, how long it's going to happen, and what it's going to cost you. Okay? That doesn't necessarily mean cost is a bad thing. Cost simply just says, is it going to cost you money? Is it going to cost you time? Is it going to cost you energy? Trick question. The answer is yes to just about all of those. Accountability isn't a one-time thing either, okay? It's not okay, I want to make this happen, so I'm going to do it. Okay, you're going to have to keep doing it. Go back to the stream schedule, guys. Here's where it sits. I want to do this day, and this day. You're holding yourself accountable for it. You're making sure that you did it this day, but you still have 2 more days on your schedule. Accountability is making sure, holding true, that you're still going to hit those other 2 days on that schedule. Okay? It is a repetition. It is something that you have to focus and continually do. If you don't focus and continually do it, it's not there. Accountability is one of those long-term life habits that you really, really have to focus on doing. You really have to put the actual effort forth each and every day to make it work. With streaming, or any other aspect of life, and I'm probably always going to go back to the streaming aspect, guys, just because that's something I really focus on doing. When it comes to streaming, there are always going to be reasons why you shouldn't do something. There's always going to be a reason. You're always going to have an excuse for why you can't do this or why you can't do that. And what you have to understand is, if that's the case, if you have an excuse for why something's not going to be done, for example, tonight I will not be doing a live Tuesday Talks because, quite frankly, I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. I did a lot this weekend, and I know that I'm holding that on my head. I really should stream tonight. I should keep this consistency going. However, I know that I'm not going to be able to do it at the level that I need to. Therefore, we're taking the cut tonight in order to make sure that later content is provided at the same caliber. You have to you have to look at it. I keep saying you have to look at it, but really what I'm saying is my opinion on the matter is if you're not holding true to these standards, if you're not really, really holding on to the idea that it's on you, responsibility is yours for getting this done, if you're not looking at the possibility of failure for not completing it, then you're probably going to lose the momentum. You're probably going to lose the options that you have, and you're probably not going to hit the point in which you want. Unfortunately, it's the downside to thing. You know, it is a downside. If you're not hitting the level that you want to complete, why? Is it something that you did? Did you not hold yourself in a high enough standard? Did you not make the point that you needed to make? Did you not hit that level of commitment that you needed to? Did you not hold yourself accountable enough? Did you not take responsibility? These are all questions you have to constantly ask. You constantly have to ask yourself whether or not you did enough for it. If you did, and you make it to this point, say we're traveling along the road, right? And you hit that first stop, and it's great. You did everything that you needed to do. How are you getting to stop 2? How are you getting to stop 3? How are you getting to stop 4? Hold yourself accountable. Make sure you take responsibility for each and every action along the way, and you're soon enough going to reach the end of your journey. You're going to do it in a way that you really wanted to. The flip side of this same coin, though, is you do have to hold those around you accountable for their actions as well. I have a co-stream set up here, very special one for us next week, and when you do something like that, it does take communication between both parties to make sure that things stay and happen the way that they should. So I am going to be holding her accountable for what we agreed upon, what we have talked about. And if it doesn't work, if it doesn't line up for whatever reason, then the accountability and the responsibility falls to plan ahead and make sure that we do hold it for the next time. We do make sure that we have the event scheduled and that we follow through on whatever may be done. When you're holding someone else accountable for their actions, when you're making sure that they're doing what they need to do, it kind of becomes a little bit of a symbiotic relationship. In the workout industry, there's accountability partners. There's people, accountability coaches. They're the ones that are, they're on the back of the mind, constantly saying, hey, come on, you can do this. Let's go. You got this. Don't give up. You got to do this. Did you do this today? Did you remember to drink your water? Did you remember to eat correctly? Did you remember to shower the way you're supposed to? These people, they're going to be everywhere. They're not going to be in nearly as many places as you would like them to be. But when you do find them, you really, really got to hold on to them. That's for sure. I've been lucky enough to find a couple of them myself, and I have a couple other people that I'm helping out along that same path. I actually have 2 people I need to reach out to tonight about it and specifically say, hey, did you do this? This is what you were planning on doing this week. Did you manage to do it? Okay, if you didn't do it, how are we going to change it? How are we going to make it better? Putting these ideas in front of you guys, it's a simple solution to a very complex problem, a very complex situation in the sense that life isn't easy. There's nothing about it that comes at a simplistic point. There's nothing that comes without effort. And one of the things I constantly tell people that are asking questions or looking for answers, I simply tell them, there are no shortcuts to any place worth going. You have to pick and take all of these little skills that are presented to you, all of these little ideas, mesh them together into your own little ball of effort and figure out how to make it roll. Once you've got this thing, lumped together and kind of shaped, well, then you get an idea of, okay, I need a little less of this or a little bit more of this, or maybe I don't need this at all. And that's kind of where we're going to be heading with all these Tuesday talks. We're going to give you these ideas. We're going to point them in the direction of what you should do. And then we're going to kind of just hope that it's enough for you guys, because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So in terms of accountability and all of this, you guys can plan on there being a video every week. One exception is travel. Upon travel kind of makes things a little bit more scarce, a little bit harder to do, but I'm still going to try and find a way to do it for you. It just may not be It may not be what you expect. We're still going to work for it. I'm going to hold myself accountable for that. I need you guys to hold me accountable for that as well. You don't see a video posted, I better be getting a message going, hey, what gives? Where's my Tuesday talk? Where's my advice? Where's my information? I need that. I need you guys to do that for me. Hold me accountable for what I do. Guys, we're going to be having a very special week next week. We will be talking about mood disorders and how they affect the streaming industry, how they affect your everyday life as a streamer, as a content creator. It's not an easy subject to talk about, and by no means am I a master of it. But experience does speak. That's what this channel is built on. And I think there's going to be a lot of good information coming from someone on my side who has experienced and kind of found my middle ground with it, and coming from another person who has struggled through quite a bit and has started to come out on top herself. With that being said, guys, it is going to be kind of a hard-hitting week. It might be a little harder to hear. It might be a little harder to deal with for some people. And I do appreciate the comments, and I would love the concerns. Post those, go ahead and down below. We will do an intro. I'll give you guys a couple of ideas of what we're going to be talking about for sure, topic-based, next Tuesday. And then, of course, afterwards, we will keep doing our recap. But for now, guys, follow the links below. Make sure that you check out all the other stuff. Keep up to date with everything posted on Twitter. You will see everything on there before you see it anywhere else. And of course, I love your faces, guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.